Hello, Skylo Toph Ions. To me, a true 100% of a game is to collect everything to its maximum and do everything possible that cannot be undone. And by everything, I mean everything. For Zelda Skyward Sword, I even include breaking all the rocks in Lake Floria, or making sure you see cutscenes or dialogues that you can't see again, or collecting everything. Basically, fully completed the game to the point where you can't really do anything else. In Skyward Sword, there's lots on this list, and I'll go over all of it. First, let's go over the more obvious ones that most consider to be a 100%. The True Master Sword by getting the 3 flames, all heart pieces and containers, all wallet upgrades making the maximum 9,900. From Beetle, there's 3 extra wallets. And from Betrow, the medium, big, giant, and tycoon wallet. All 3 stone tablets, all 3 pieces of the Triforce, Stone of Trials, Goddess Harp, all 5 songs including all 4 Song of the Hero parts, all 4 accessories, Sailcloth, Water Dragon Scale, Fire Shield Earrings, and Magma Mitts. All adventure pouch slots open. There's 3 from Beetle, and 1 from a Goddess chest. And I'll talk about all the adventure pouch items in a bit. All items in the item wheel and all their upgrades, Sacred Bow, Tough Beetle, Bug Net, Scattershot. All dowsing options unlocked. Hearts which can be found by Fee for the first time Link has low hearts, and the next 4 can only be unlocked after getting the white sword. Goddess Cubes after speaking to Gorko when he's at Eldin Volcano region, Gratitude Crystals by talking to Betrow, Treasures after upgrading something from Gondo, and Rupees which people tend to miss out on by talking to Cobalt in the caves of the Eldin Volcano. Colin's Letter, Beetle's Insect Cage, Birdie's Rattle, and all Gratitude Crystals, and of course, saving Betrow, which you have to do anyways to get the Tycoon Wallet. And for the pouch items, we have the Hylian Shield, all 5 empty bottles, all medals, 2 heart medals, 2 life medals, 2 rupee medals, bug medal, potion medal, treasure medal, curse medal. And finally completing the map by finding all 27 goddess cubes, opening all 27 goddess chests, visiting all 28 bird statues, and getting 5 map beacons. These are the normal things needed to complete the game 100%. But here's my additions for a true 100%. Starting back to the inventory, I would make sure my rupees are all the way to 9,900. I would want to collect each item to 99, all bugs and treasures. And speaking of treasure, open all treasure chests. These of course include the goddess chests, but also all the dungeon treasure maps. This also includes the 2 secret chests in the sky where the bird is needed to open them. And even the small ones with treasures in it. All treasure chests even show up on the map after being opened. Now there's a few adventure pouch items and I think you should have all of them. Earlier I mentioned the medals and bottles, but why not? You should have all these bottles full. I'll put 1 of each potion and they should all be upgraded to the max by talking to Birdie. Not just the Hylian Shield, but 1 of each shield, and they should have full durability. I also like to have at least 1 small, medium, and large seed satchel, bomb bag, and quiver. And of course, they should all be full. Now there are a few pouch items, but there are many slots available in Patrice's item check. I think the item check should be completely full. You can choose which items you want to keep, but these are the items that I choose. And also because I want to make it look organized and pretty. I have 1 extra shield of each at level 3, and the rest are max seed satchels, bomb bags, and quivers. This way, you can hold the most seeds, arrows, and bombs at once for absolutely no reason. You also may have noticed I have 1 spot open. I don't know what I want that spot for. And the items I would keep on hand with Link is the Hylian Shield, 1 satchel, bomb bag, and quiver, both life medals to make hearts full, and both heart medals to make the overworld full too by allowing hearts to show in hero mode. Next, I would have all goddess walls activated so they appear in the walls. all 17 gossip stones. Also, the Moonlight Merchant in the Water Cave at nighttime in Skyloft. This becomes available after Skyloft Silent Realm. As a side note, there's a Sheikah stone in the original version of Skyward Sword that isn't in the HD version. If you're playing that version, you have to watch all the hints. Next, I want to complete the maps. Names of the house owners don't show unless you've entered them, so making sure you enter all houses on Skyloft. Also, there's a box here that can be moved as a shortcut. I almost counted this one, but now I don't count it because this one can be pushed back. There are many shortcuts like this all over the game, and I consider those to be part of the true 100%. In Faron, there's logs that you can push, and I found 10. At the sealed grounds, by the bird statue, by the waterfall that leads to nothing, by the first Kikwi that you find, by the Kikwi hole, there's 2. By the first saved Kikwi, by the beehive at the single tree, by the first goddess cube, and the back of Lake Floria. I don't know if these count because you'll do them anyways, but opening all vines. There's also the bomb walls that don't respawn. There's one for the heart piece, one on the ledge with the treasure, and the big tree in the middle has one towards the end of the game. Also, you can't forget about the caves in the water of Lake Floria. You do have to use Froaks to break them, and there are 5 of them. There's also a red rupee here on this ledge that doesn't seem to respawn, so that may be permanent too. Get it. In Eldin, there's bomb rocks for shortcuts. The first hill in the beginning area, before the first bridge, in front of the Thrill Digger minigame, the bomb wall by the bridge to the wind thing, and the second bridge should be opened since it's not required to be opened. Not just the shortcuts, but all the bombable walls, like in the room where you first use bomb flowers. Also in Eldin, there are some holes that you can dig into that will stay open in the ground after you've crawled inside. I've found 7. In the room where you first use bomb flowers, by the cave where you drop into, by the skeleton bridge, at the Thrill Digger minigame. You can't crawl into this one, but the Thrill Digger minigame in the back with the magma, next to the Earth Temple, and the heart piece in front of the Fire Sanctuary. Speaking of holes, there's this one hole in Skyloft that you can't dig again after you dig once. One other thing in Eldin is some hidden items that don't respawn. There are rupees in the Thrill Digger minigame cave. Hit the gems on the wall and the color of the rupee will pop out. Even get the Rupor ones too. The gem on top of the Earth Temple entrance will drop a red rupee. In the dungeon too, in the statue's mouth in the lava hallway. I don't think it responds because I've got these only once. In Lanayru, the shortcuts are the gate at the beginning of the desert leading to the east side, and the 3 carts that you can push. They show on the map. The bombflower basketball doors also don't go up after knocking them down, so make sure they're all knocked down. There are some in the dungeons too, so don't forget those. The last thing in the Lanayru is the Lanayru Dragon. You can do boss rush and redo the Silent Realm. Each time you defeat a boss here for the first time, you create a record, and the dragon will give you 50 rupees. So you have to beat each boss at least once and make a personal record. The same also applies for the Silent Realm. I don't know if this is considered, but I completed boss rush. But this is probably the best way to get 9,900 rupees anyway. And one more thing to keep in mind is that all the shortcuts aren't required to open, and this includes the dungeon ones, like the Skyview Wood Wall. so make sure all of these are open. And another thing that isn't required in dungeons are all the crystals. Some of them you could skip. Make sure you open all of them. The only dungeon I ignore is Skykeep Dungeon because the location becomes unavailable at the end of the game. The last part is a few cutscenes and dialogues that you can only see once and things you can unlock. First, let's talk about the first time discovering an item. After you get an item for the first time, Link will show it to you. This will never happen again. Some will happen for sure, like stamina fruit, but there's some you probably haven't discovered yet. Those things would probably be a single arrow which you can only get by grabbing one that an enemy misses or grabbing your own after it gets caught in something, or hearts in hero mode. You'll need to use the heart medal or draw one on the goddess wall. Here's a list of all the other items. Deku seeds, arrow bundle, bombs, fairy, and one of each rupee. Green, blue, red, a rupor, and even a silver rupee which can only be discovered if it pops out of a goddess wall. I have yet to discover a gold rupee though. I wonder if it's possible to pop out of a goddess wall. And at the end game, after completing Skyloft's Silent Realm, there's a few dialogues and things you can unlock. First, there's Pippet yelling at his mom for getting help for cleaning the house instead of cleaning it herself. This happens at night after you do the gratitude crystal and clean the house. You don't have to wait till the end game. Next is its Kikwi that will give you a rare treasure. The other dialogues like this that I found were two magmas asking for their friends. The first one is in the magma cave in the beginning, and the other magma is in the ending of the cave. There's also the Goron Golo by the gorge that asks for 10 rupees to help him with his excavating. And when you come back to him later, he'll give you 100 rupees. There's also some characters with a yellow chat bubble and they'll open up a secret shop. First, there's Rupin's night market. Visit him at his house at nighttime and you'll open his night market. He'll pick a random treasure that he wants and he'll buy them from you. There's the Moonlight Merchant, which I also mentioned earlier, which is a gossip stone that will sell you a rare item. It's in the cave in Skyloft. Next is Stritch, the Bug Maniac. If you go to his room at nighttime, he'll buy bugs from you. He'll tell you which one he wants and then you decide which and how many you want to sell to him. We also have the Gorko's Goddess Wall quest. I'm not sure the exact time, but after you get your heart piece from Gorko by drawing on the goddess wall in Faron, he will later ask you to draw other drawings. And after you've drawn all the pictures, he will give you 300 rupees. There's one more thing I think that's crazy that I consider to be part of the true 100%, and that's to bring your gameplay time to its maximum. I left my game on here and there while I did work, and it turns out you can go past 99 hours. So maybe the max is 999 hours? Maybe I'll do it. Maybe. There are other things which I don't know if you want to consider this as completing the game truly 100%, all of course in hero mode, and making sure the Triforce is in the corner of the game, which means it has been beaten. And I was thinking by maxing out Fledge's arrow minigame by never missing, but I'm not sure if there is a maximum possible score. After doing all this, I feel like there's nothing else to do in the game and the game is complete. I also have a list for a true 100% in other Zelda games, so check those out too. Am I missing anything? Do you think you could do this? What are your thoughts? Feel free to leave them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you consider subscribing or at least checking out the channel for more Zelda content. See you next time!